birthday to you. Happy
Hi, welcome to Two Filthy Nerds.
Happy birthday.
I don't know if that started at the right time.
Happy birthday.
Because I don't understand the recording of
Happy birthday to you.
Are you waiting for me to scream at you? Or
yes,
like,
I am. I'm.
Please, God, stop singing.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Hi, guys. Welcome to Two Filthy Nerds.
Your favorite podcast if you live in Hong Kong, apparently. What's
the other place we're popular?
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
And we once charted in South Africa.
So thank you to our international fans. We love you guys so much. It's Two Filthy Nerds because there's two of us.
And we're filthy.
And we're nerds.
And that's the whole thing.
That's the whole thing. That's our whole shtick.
Yeah. Our whole ordeal. Okay, let's just get into it. We're running our mouths, start off the episode like we always do. And though we have thanked our international fans, we are going to talk about something going on here
in the US,
Woo!
Which you guys definitely know about because everybody in the world knows about Mr. Kanye West.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's running to be president of
announced
our
he's going to run for president.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he even has the paperwork in or what the deadlines are. I don't know.
I feel like when you have enough money, you can just get that shit done real quick.
Yeah, it's so funny that it's like, well, what deadlines really apply to a rich person?
Yeah.
Do deadlines mean anything if you can just go, what about money?
Billionaire. Is he a billionaire?
I don't know, but his wife is, and it seems like she doesn't have anything to do with her money. When's she going to buy more butt implants? She already has, 13 horses?
She has 14 butts.
It looks like it.
Everybody in that family has ass. It's just not fair.
Yeah, well, they have the best ass money can buy. Which is, literally how it got there.
When I have a lot of money, I'm going to buy you an ass. How about that?
I actually am totally fine with my body the way it is. So
wait, you said you might want a butt one day.
Yeah, well, I don't.
Okay.
Just give me lipo. Just take the fat out of my stomach so that at least by contrast, my butt doesn't look as small.
Yes. Okay.
Because right now I'm like a bag of refried beans walking around on toothpicks. Just like roll. Just like a mush.
That's delish.
And it's like,
Anyhow, so Kanye West is running for president.
By the way, not under the Republican Party. He identifies mostly as a Republican. He had said that maybe if Trump wasn't running, he would run. And then he's like, well, if Trump wasn't running, I would run as the Republican candidate. If it's like, because that's how that works, is that you just go, it's me now.
It's me now. Oh, I'm rich. It's me now. Yep, it's my turn.
Yeah, but I guess he's like,
all of you guys in line, I own the line. Okay.
I mean, and he got so much shit for being a Trump supporter. So him coming out and being like, I don't think Trump's doing a good job is telling that it's like, okay, well, people who maybe once supported Trump don't think Trump's doing a fucking good job.
I mean, here's the thing.
Because he's not.
Here's the thing. I truly believe Kanye West is just doing this to run interference and distract voters from casting votes for Biden. All he's trying to do is take away votes from Biden so Trump can win.
You think he wants Trump to win?
Yes, I do think he wants Trump to win. 1,000%.
I feel like a lot of people feel that way, which is interesting because the only people I've heard say, I might vote for Kanye, are my Republican parents.
Yeah.
Which means he's taking votes from Trump.
Do you think a lot of people feel the way your parents do? Why would your parents want to vote for Kanye? Can you just
because they
explain what their rationale was?
Yeah, their rationale is that they are diehard not Democrats, and they don't think Trump's.
What do they object about being a Democrat so much? What's the big hatred for Democrats for them?
They're pull yourself up by your bootstraps people. I made this money, I should get to keep this money. You know what I mean? They think that democratic and liberal ideals are for people who want to mooch off the system and not work as hard, which is very funny because my stepdad basically lives off of my mother's salary.
Hilarious.
Like she's the breadwinner. It's like, you don't make enough money to be
snotty.
Yeah.
No.
You okay over here? Mogi started hooting.
It sounds like a face fart is what it is.
Yeah, she gets hairballs, I think. She, cause she's so long haired and she'll like lick her legs. Starts getting, anyway.
So if your parents have that mindset, there's probably other people who have that mindset. I can't imagine.
My parents just for whatever reason, and it's like, in my mind, is mostly, it's dumbassery. It's like political dumbassery. I don't have a better word for it, which
it's a great word.
Speaks miles to, my intellect, but
they have a lot of dumbassery. I'm smart.
No, my parents are the Republican equivalent of vote blue no matter who, which is fucking stupid. But I understand the importance of voting for Biden right now, because you're also voting for getting a Democratic president, because Supreme Court, we need to refill a position. We're likely to possibly lose someone in a position. And that's very important.
By the way, big news. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was hospitalized yesterday, and today she is out of the hospital.
She's out? I thought she was just in...
She's discharged. She's out of the hospital. She's fine now.
What a woman.
Why? Because this bitch won't die. Don't fuck with Ruth Bader Ginsburg. The RBG for life.
I mean, forever.
Forever.
Yeah. And I think it's just like that. I think that some people look at their political views as like they're picking a team they have allegiance to.
Yeah, that's what it is now. Politics are sports. And now because there's no sports, politics are sports more than ever.
Yeah. And so people need to like have a side and be like, I want to win. And
people want blood, guts, glory, all the shit.
And then the people who want you to shut the fuck up about having an opinion that's not, just go for Joe Biden. It's like, yeah, well, no, you can realize that the thing to do because of the situation we're in is vote for Joe Biden and still voice the fact that our system is completely fucked.
Yeah.
And I'll say this about Kanye West, if he can disrupt the system enough to get
any amount of votes.
This is not an endorsement, but to get a significant amount of votes, that could possibly change the party system, which is, I think, a core part of why our country's political system is so fucked.
Was because it's two parties?
It's two parties, and that other parties don't get invited. They don't get to go to the major debates. No. The fact that you can register as Democratic, Republican, or Independent, that's what you can register as?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
it. You're basically Democrat, Republican, or none.
Yeah, and also this attitude people have of like, you're either with us or against us. It's like, yeah, and that we're in this position where people who are independent now have to feel like they have to make a choice where it's like, yeah, fuck you. You should have to earn my vote. It shouldn't be, I am going to vote for Biden.
You have to. There's no other choice.
Unless by some miracle he decides to drop and the Democratic Party actually puts forth a candidate who's not a fucking old piece of shit. But the fact that people just go, at what point has the election not been so crucial that no, you have to vote for the party because you have to think bigger picture. And it's like, cool, well, we're never going to get past a shitty system if it's always like, well, I understand that, maybe there's problems with the two-party system, but this time?
I remember years ago when Ralph Nader was running, he said this thing about, I may not win the battle, but I'm going to win the war. And his whole mindset was, yeah, I'm not going to win this election, but the fact that I'm here, I'm in the game, I'm putting forth the ideals of the Green Party, that's what's important.
Yeah, and getting enough coverage.
To get enough coverage, to inject his points into the dialogue, just disrupting the dialogue between the two parties.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, he's not going to win. But as long as they know that there's people out there who give a fuck about whatever the Green Party agenda is, they're going to have to address those issues on their bigger stages. And that's all that Ralph Nader is about.
Well, because they're going to have to, those are the votes you need.
Yeah.
The people who are like, but I'll always vote blue no matter who. Cool. That's not who you need to campaign.
Yeah, you're not campaigning to those people. You're campaigning to the people who are like, I don't know, It's
like, I care about social justice and I want Medicare for all. Are you gonna?
It's so interesting.
Do that?
My mom, I would think my mom would be a Republican because she's a self-made woman and,
Well, it's very funny how that seems to be the thought process too.
Yeah.
Is that once people, I think that people who come from nothing and make money understand the struggle a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, because she is like, no, you have to pay a lot of taxes. You pay a lot in taxes because it benefits the entire world around you.
Yeah, and it's like, why wouldn't you want other people to have enough?
Why wouldn't you want other people to have access to affordable health care?
Yeah, how does that hurt you? Oh, my taxes. And it's like, yeah, but you also have that health care. You're the money you're losing on taxes is now covering the fucking asshole asshole load that you're paying for health insurance.
Yeah. I don't understand that mindset of, I think healthcare for me is the biggest issue. But even more so than schools.
I would vote Republican if a Republican said that they would give health. That they never would.
Yeah, they never would.
But if a Republican was running on a platform of guaranteeing health care for all, I would be like, nothing else matters to me.
And we can see from the way other countries with socialized medicine have dealt with COVID, we have seen that their numbers are in safe zones, that they've flattened the curve.
All the bullshit that people try to talk about with socialized medicine and how, but it's faulty and you'll have to wait forever. It's like, no, we saw how that actually works in action.
It works out. It does work out. Well, my cousins in Canada, you remember when we went to Toronto?
Yeah.
One of my cousins had a bad shoulder. And it was painful. It was like, it wasn't affecting her every step she took, but it's like, she had a bum shoulder. So a part of socialized medicine is you go to the doctor, they assess your shoulder, they see that they're like, okay, you're going to need a surgery. Right now there's a line for surgery, but based on how bad yours is, you get bumped up in the surgery line.
So they put you in the line by...
Yeah. So she was a month out from her surgery. I'm like, that's reasonable. Yeah. So everyone else can get, and then, there's issues like if you have cancer, you go straight to the top of the list. There's no list. You get treated immediately. It's not like you're going to be waiting forever to get treatment for a terrible disease. No. If you have a lump in your breast, you're getting the surgery to get the lump in your breast out, period. There's no fucking waiting period.
Yeah, if you have like a ganglion cyst on your wrist that really isn't affecting your quality of life, but you just don't like the way it looks, you might be further down the line.
Yeah, you might be further down the line.
But that's fine. You'll appreciate that when you have a tumor in your brain.
Yeah, and you'll appreciate that when someone you fucking love is at death's fucking door if they don't get that surgery.
And here it's just like you're shit out of luck.
Yeah, you're just...
Oh, we can't see you. You don't have insurance.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Oh, your shoulder kills you and you can't work anymore? You can't... Some guy whose job is, he's a mover and that's how he makes his money, and now he has a bad shoulder and can't do anything. And, we're sorry, you have no health insurance. So now you can't do the job that you've been doing for years.
Well, and it's also for people who seem to be so concerned about where their taxes are going and wanting to hoard their own money. It's like, do you understand, like, people on disability and how that number would go down probably significantly if we had adequate access to healthcare?
Yeah.
Because how many people end up permanently disabled from something because
they just let it keep going?
Because they couldn't afford to get it treated, or it's like from a debilitating disease, which if you were on the right meds, you might be more functional, or mental health shit.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing's fucked. And by the way, I don't even know Kanye's plan for healthcare. I think I read somewhere that he wants people to have healthcare. Here's what I do know. Not what I do know. Here's what I think is that he would just executive order away abortions. And of course, the Supreme Court would hopefully come back and be like, you can't do that.
I truly believe that I feel like everything I've heard about like states trying to overturn abortion stuff, it just keeps getting swatted down.
Yeah, because it's the Roe v. Wade is like, the precedent has been made. The law
it's been set. That's it.
Work on something else.
Yeah.
Also, even if you are pro-life, if you have a politician who's actively working on that as their main campaign, you should be fucking pissed.
Furious.
The world's on fire and that's your concern?
That's your big thing. That's ridiculous. Go get something to do. Go.
Is worrying about more people coming into an already fucking fractured society where there aren't enough jobs and everybody's dying and can't go back to work. That's your concern?
Yeah.
You're really pro-life?
Die on that hill.
Work on a cure for COVID.
Yeah.
Close down your fucking state.
I just saw
stupid
Florida. There was a gun store in Michigan and there was a sign on it that said, all of our employees are armed for your safety. Take off your masks and put your hands in the air when you come in.
What?
Yeah, you can't go in there with a mask on.
What store?
A gun store in Michigan, in like Kentwood, Michigan or something.
Because they're worried you're robbing them?
That's how anti-mask, that's how anti-liberal they are, that they're like, oh, there are stores that are going to force people to wear masks. All right, well, we're going to force people not to wear masks. What's your fucking problem?
Yeah, Look, if you think that wearing a mask, and I know we've said this before, is a political statement, you are a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
There's
idiot.
and I'm someone who will meet people where they're at, and I'm very willing to go, well, I want to try to see how you see things and where you come from so I can understand why you feel this way. There is medical proof that a mask reduces the spread of the virus.
Also, bullshit on you can't breathe in a mask.
Also, if you can't breathe in a mask, you shouldn't be out in fucking public.
Yeah.
Because you're high risk, you fucking idiot.
Those masks are not that thick. They are not that heavy. Those surgicals, those blue surgically mask things, surgeons stand for 8 hours wearing those masks. If a human being can stand for 8 hours wearing a mask, listen,
while cutting a body open.
While cutting a body open. And by the way, I'm sure they take a break. They're not standing hands in a body for 8 hours straight. I'm sure at some point they're like, all right, there's a pausing point in a surgery where they can step away for a minute or two, go in another room, take a deep breath with their mask off, and get back in the game. Yeah. It's not a big deal.
You're fine. Like, and if you're not fine, I mean, I just said it, but it's like, if a mask is giving you breathing problems, you either have a lung problem or you're so fucking out of shape that the mask isn't the issue.
It's just, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. There is absolutely no reason for you not to wear a mask. I want to know if anyone has heard from a doctor, what are the medical conditions that are conditions that would require you not wear a mask? I don't know. There's just nothing.
What? Even if you have breathing problems, which I could see that being a thing, maybe asthma, you're not fucking going to the grocery store.
Yeah.
And also,
now it's not a good time.
If you're
to be
going,
out.
oh, my lungs are so bad, the mask hurts them, I better take them off where COVID is. Honestly, that's natural selection at this point.
It really is. It really is.
Bon voyage.
The Nextdoor app, my mom, in the area where she lives in Michigan, people were complaining about having to wear masks. And some woman was like, it's hard to breathe in a mask. And then some guy who lives down the street from my mom, who's also a doctor, writes, oh, wow. If you think it's hard to breathe with a mask on, you're going to love a respirator.
Yeah, good for him. It's also like, if you're having trouble breathing with a mask on, you should probably go to the emergency room. You probably have COVID.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, crazy. For what? All because your fucking metaphorical political sports team is like, no, masks are gay, or whatever.
Probably.
That it's like, oh, safety's for losers. Like, do you feel cool?
By the way, if you're the idiot who drives a motorcycle with no helmet, you're definitely the idiot who's not wearing a mask.
Yeah, and if you know a man who actively doesn't wear a mask, don't fuck him because he's going to give you gonorrhea.
Oh, and by the way, one of our friends who I recently saw, you know who I'm talking about, told me that she thinks COVID might be a bit of a conspiracy.
I don't know who you're talking about, and I can't wait for you to tell me when we turn this off, because
we know someone who actually thinks COVID's
conspiracy as in it's not real. Conspiracy as in it was invented in China.
It's not real, and it's not really as bad as they say it is.
And what is the logic? That the Democrats are trying to crush the economy?
I don't know.
I just burped. I'm so sorry. You guys, nobody wants the economy to be shut down.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that.
By the way, I don't want that at all. I want everything to come back. I want to do comedy again.
Yeah, I want to.
She wants to do comedy again.
I want to fucking leave that goddamn house.
We want to go do all kinds of shit.
Anything.
We want to go to the 101 coffee shop more than anything in the whole fucking wide world. Why? Because we love to waste our money there.
I know.
The burritos.
So overpriced.
The burritos. It's so overpriced,
delicious.
So excessive, so good. Will I eat dairy while I'm there? Absolutely. Will I blow my ass all out and fart for 7 days? You betcha.
But we're not. You have to make sacrifices. And if everyone could just hunker down for fucking 3 weeks.
Yeah, they said that if every single person wore a mask, it would take like 3 months or 4 weeks or whatever. It's the same thing. For them to get COVID completely under control.
So if you haven't been wearing a mask and you live somewhere that's now going in lockdown, before you go to sleep at night, I just want you to sit in your bed and think about how this is all your fault.
Mm-hmm.
You are ruining it for everyone.
Just know that if you object to a mask in any way, shape, or form, we directly blame you for our loss of income. Yeah. And you will be receiving at some point an invoice for our lost
Someone
wages.
Literally is like, oh yeah, fucking liberals think we're going
the liberal agenda.
Honestly, if you're not wearing a mask, you are a party pooper, and the party is life, and you're ruining it for all.
Yeah, you're running in the pooper party.
So
pooper party of poop, right this way.
I guess it started as a Kanye rant, but just turned into masks.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Guys, we promise at every point in every rant, we will go off on people who don't wear masks, because at this point, they're really, everything comes back to people who don't wear masks.
We're trapped in our houses, and our city has
colleges charging people for full tuition because they're, even though they're not going to school, directly a result of people not wearing masks. That's another rant. But everything's because people are.
Okay, but colleges charging full tuition is because education is a fucking scam.
Also,
until Harvard lowers their prices and is very public about it, while no one is in school, I will gladly tell Harvard to go fuck itself every episode.
Mm-hmm. So Harvard, go fuck itself, and people not wearing masks, go fuck yourselves. Yeah. And I mean, go fuck yourselves, not with anything good. No. I am talking.
Drive your Ford F-150 into a river and stay there.
And take a fish out of that river that has mercury poisoning, like a spiny fish, and then shove it in your holes.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we love you so much.
We're gonna take a break, and then we'll talk about happy, cheery Harry Potter stuff.
Yeah.